Howdy folks, and welcome back to this Let's Play of Stellaris. My name is Sonelias, and let's load the end of the last saved game, which we're playing a human species focused on psionics. Last episode we basically expanded our fleet slightly, not massively, just with an extra one single ship, which was our first carrier that we actually launched last episode. So the question today is, do I want to basically expend more energy and effort into getting more of those ships, so more carriers into play? Now, I'm thinking of actually getting some other options into play here as well. But at the moment we're still researching the technology required for the battleship assembly yard, which is one of the things I want to basically invest into. So I'm going to basically put that on Shara Prime, I think. It's located further away from any front lines, potential front lines. But it does give us some extra options here. Council of Riga has timed out. Alright, these guys here, we put an active sensor link into play earlier to be able to, of course, improve our relationship with them. Let's slowly increase that, decreasing this again steadily, just to exactly the break-even point, where we get that +1 benefit from there. Perfect. Alright, theocracy of these guys. Now, in terms of the relative power, technology level is superior compared to ours, but their naval capacity is equivalent or comparable to ours. Trust. They've got a pretty decent trust level with us at the moment. Governor of that sector has increased in level, or at least, gained a level. Another 9 months before our battleship assembly yard becomes available. They're all psychic, as you can see, all of these leaders, which is good. Question for me now is, where do I want to basically put an extra expansion option into play? Do I want to do anything further down to basically expand my borders this way? I could potentially do that. Could put an outpost in there, but I'll cause more friction with these guys here. Their naval capacity is inferior to ours, but they are full alliance members. Now, if I look at my other neighbors here, these guys here, they are not full alliance members. They have only got trade relationships with various different parties. Now I could thus put more pressure on these guys here. I got one outpost there. If I were to put another outpost here, I hopefully gain access to those other systems here. Or I could potentially put them over here. Gives me straight away access to that resource. Alright, one of the other governors has increased in level. This scientist has gained another level, which makes him more efficient again. And a research agreement with the Oscox there has timed out. Right. We're almost at the point where we will be able to get that assembly yard into play. Pity that there's nothing else in this system here. It's got some worlds in there, but they're unfortunately not giving me any options I could do much with at the moment. Alright, let's move this one back here. There we go. Battleship assembly yards completed. Durasteel we could go for. Is that the one I want to go for? Or I want to go for my mining. Let's go for the mining option here. Because, I do gain, of course, lots of minerals in terms of mining there. But I would like to be able to do some other things as well. So battleship assembly yard is the one I want to go for here. Once that's completed, I'll be able to, of course, put more stuff into play. I've got some interesting worlds here. but they're really, really close to this fallen empire, which of course in itself is putting a bit of a risk on there. Risk in the sense that if I were to try to colonize them, I would probably ignite a war with that fallen empire there. These guys here are part of that alliance again. So really the theocracy of Wakar is one of the potential ones I could potentially get into conflict with in the near future, without actually causing too much issues with the neighbors. Look at that, they actually imposed closed borders on various different parties. And they've got a truce with the collective, which is down here. So they had a war with them at some point, it looks like. These guys here I could form a defensive pact with, but that's going to cost me influence output, which I don't really want to do. In terms of my factions, what's changed? This one's dropped to some extent. I'd love to be confederated, but I'm not there yet. Presentient survival, recent uplift. No, I haven't done any recent uplift, so that could well be the reason why there's nothing happening there. Are there any species that we could potentially uplift? So look at purely those that are primitive. And could I sort them by distance from us? Ah, they're over there, isn't it? These ones here are further up north. Could I do something with that? I probably could. I could, if I place a outpost here, I could potentially gain access to that world. Question is, how much would it cost to put that into play? 323. The question is, do I want to put it into play around here directly? I could potentially do that. I could potentially move this one here. Let's move it there. So at least I got the option of doing it if I'm ready for it. If I'm able to uplift these guys here, that would be great. If I'm not able to uplift them, then so be it. So as you can see, we've got a very, very decent food reserve here. Still growing in terms of output on a monthly basis even. Now I got lots of upgrade options here, as you can see. Just going to put all of those through. The higher the level of my buildings, the better it is for me, of course. Now I've got some minerals I've got here. Am I building, what kind of building have I got in place here? Mineral processing plant. That is of course getting a boost from all those other ones here. Let's get that one focused on, let's actually swap these around. Let's get that one focused here, at least on energy production. My surplus in terms of energy is relatively minor at the moment. I'd love to be able to increase that once again. No other upgrades possible at present. So another one of my leaders has gained a level here, which is good. What else have we got in play? We should of course see that that ship is en route. It's passing through our neighboring territories. Can I actually upgrade any of my ships here? Doesn't look like that's an option. It's well worth looking into though. There is a dimensional horror here still. Let's talk to those curators once again. Other primitive, nope, we're going to talk to the curators here. These guys here. Tell us about the mysteries of the world. What else have they got on offer? That's too expensive. Tell us how to defeat it. Portal pacifier modifier added. Given the following effect. Damage increase. What else have they got on offer? Up-to-date survey data for star systems that we have yet to explore. I'd like to be able to recruit one of their scientists, but yeah, that option doesn't exist for me at the moment. Let's get the clock running again. Dimensional horror. Okay. Really, the one that bugs me most is with this one here. The Ether Drake. Let's look into that system again. Yeah, this guy here. Military power is, yeah, hostile. Looks quite nice. Just look at that. Let's take a nice screenshot of that guy. Not quite sure what to make of him. It's almost like a fish in the sky here. Okay, he moves around, which is good. Of course, indicates he's alive. Anyways, what are we going to do next is naval capacity. Let's increase that by 10%. And of course, we can now upgrade some of those buildings related to this. If I have any at all. There, it's a biolab, isn't it? So I should be able to upgrade all the biolabs I have, which it doesn't turn out look at being too many. Another biolab here. Right. I'm still getting lots of physics research points through. Any other systems that became into my realm of possible systems I can expand to? Not yet, it looks like. So we're still getting a positive gain here of 375 or 3.75, I should maybe say. Right, that has basically been the upgrade, I think, of the biolab here to level 2. I can't upgrade to level 3 yet, which is fine. We're just another 11 months away from the upgrade option for the minerals here. And the power plants are basically another 19 months away. First we should see the actual naval capacity increase option becoming available. Now I should have enough to upgrade the entire fleet here all at once. So I'm actually upgrading that now. Ah, tradition. What am I going to go for here? Army damage or seed planet wardament, cost reduced. I'm thinking of actually doing that option here, master shipwrights. Admiral skills increased by 2. Let's get that one, the shipwrights, into place. Good. Next one is at 21,000. About 240 every month. So how many months away? 90 months away. That's pretty decent, I think. If I can somehow boost the output of that again, that would be great. If I can't, then yeah, so be it. But let's see what we can get. The Exidar here. Still growing the population here, as you can see. The Gorf are doing quite nicely. Ooh, and it looks like we unfortunately lost one of our scientists here. We need to assign a new person to this. We're going to recruit a new one. Let's have another brief look at that. So that is blue, and that is industrial. Okay. Right, which one is relatively young and is willing, of course, to gain stuff here? Military research speed, no. Research speed rocketry. I'm probably going to do this differently. I'm probably going to pick up one of the other ones. Let's pick up this one here. And let's then go back to that ship here. So this ship here, and assign a new leader to that. which we're going to recruit. Let's recruit that straight off the bat here. And we're going to basically recruit this one here. Okay, I'm going to set the same mission as before. So assist in research. So at least I'm benefiting from the fact that that particular leader has already got various different skill points that it gained. So in terms of research, I'm still getting quite a bit of a boost. 21% boost as such. That fleet is now entirely still being upgraded. We're 40% along the way. If I now go back to, we just completed an item of research, which is that mining one. What's the next one on the list that we want to go for? Kinetic battery? I could as well. It's relatively cheap compared to the other ones. Let's go to Char Prime, and we want to basically build our first, or our next carrier ship here really, but the first one using the actual battleship assembly yard here. Right, we can go by all of our surfaces here now, and actually look at the actual upgrades that we could potentially push through. Here I got a mineral processing plant I can upgrade. There's another mineral processing plant here we can upgrade as well. Got none on here unfortunately, which, okay, I can live with. Now this one here, what do I want to put into place here? I've got 2 energy output buildings there. I can put a maybe energy grid here if I wanted to. Power plant. Let's put the energy grid into place, I think. At least get more unity output there as well, which is always welcome. Finished another item of research. Naval capacity increased by 10%. Habitability increase. Orbital hydroponic farms, no. That's one I really want to get. So the collective self. Leader capacity increase and reader recruitment cost reduction. Maximum increase from factions is also, or influence from a faction is also increased. Nice. What else we got here? Right, a research agreement with the Ixidar Kingdom. It's a relatively cheap one. They do have some demands that they basically place on us, but I'm quite happy to accept those. Alright, let's go for it. Let's speed up the clock once again. Any new systems that basically become part of our realm here? Doesn't look like it as of yet. It looks like we just completed that ship here, which is now en route. Ooh, did I actually apply the latest upgrades on there already? So let's have a look at the carrier that we have here. Nope, that's a bit of a pity. That's the fighter wing. Oddly enough, it's only done a partial upgrade, but I see exactly why, because of the power requirements. We haven't got any better power supplies as of yet, so I'm not going to actually do that upgrade yet. I completed the power plant option here. Planetary sensor range increase. Ooh, 50% increase. That's a massive increase though. That's a sensitive one. I don't want to really go for that because of course that's a dangerous option. 0-point reactors or the plasma accelerator. Quite inclined to go for the tachyon sensors here. So let's have a look at all the upgrade options for the surface. As you can see, I can actually boost all of these outputs here. Lots more energy that should produce. I'm running out of resources to be able to facilitate that now. They give us energy credit, which is fine. Governor has died. So where did we have that governor? That was one of our sector governors, I believe. Planets and sectors. Was it the sector one? Yes, it was this one here. Alright. New leader to be assigned to this one. Central Eastern Sector. Interesting. Life expectancy is varying from different species to species. It looks like the humanoids are still basically the favorites there. Okay, I'm gonna basically assign that new one here to that sector. Now, at the moment I'm at the limit in terms of not necessarily the sectors that I've got, but in terms of the actual leaders. So let's have a look at the leader list I've got at the moment. It's 14 out of 14. We're currently researching a new technology here. That's this one here in the center, allowing me to get 2 extra leaders into play. Which means, of course, I can get then the governors for those 2 extra planets that I don't have a governor in place as of yet. Our leader has died, unfortunately. So what can we do about that? High Inquisitor has died. We got elections here. Let's pause the game for just 1 minute. So, who should we assign as basically being our new xenophobe ethic attraction? No. Energy credit is increased by this one. Trade attractiveness. So the agenda for this one here is import exports. Is he or she part of a particular faction? I don't see that listed on here. That would be great to see at least, wouldn't it? Dieter and Theory. So let's have a look at this list here. Dieter is... Where would I be able to see it? I don't see any mention of the factions as such. Where are those factions again listed? Let's have a look at the factions themselves. You see, Dieter is part of this faction here. Theory is part of this faction here. Now this one's not happy at all, is it? Human and Psychic Superiority Fund. Theory Duval. He's the leader of that particular faction, as you can see. Popular Vote Council, Anti-Autocracy, Free Movement, Reproductive Freedom, Anti-Caste. Yeah, they're quite happy with that. So I'm probably not going to be able to put Theory Duval into play there. Now, who else have we got on the election list here? So Dieter I didn't want to put on there, Theory I didn't want to put on there, then we got Kara and Kareem. Now if I look at the factions again, have I got Kara or Kareem on that list? Kara is leader of this faction here, and Kareem I don't see on that list here at all. Now, Kareem is currently busy governing Earth. Xenophobe ethic attraction. Xenophobe. Native privilege. Species human psychic. Population unrest is reduced by 10%. Busy governing Nugan Prime, which is giving me a recruiter and building cost options. It's highest level already, so that's a good thing. The only thing is, what age is she at the moment? Let's have a look at the actual leader list once again. So Kara is on here. Where is she there? Current age is 65, and she's got a potential age of, what is it, 127, 102. Okay, now that should give me at least another almost 40 years of reign that she can give me, which is, yeah, quite acceptable. Xenophobe ethic attraction. So if I look at my actual ethics at the moment, sorry, on here. In terms of my population, species. So these are all within my empire. Interesting. I got a pretty diverse population here. Full citizenship. Well, let's just vote for her for the moment. I can always change stuff later on, but that of course does mean that Nugan Prime needs a new ruler. Alright, let's go back to the planets here. Nugan Prime, this one here. We're going to recruit a new leader for this world here. We're going to choose... Ooh, as you can see, there's lots of options in terms of species now. So there's a Gorf here, there's another Gorf there. I'm still going to go for the human one here. Resilient. And put her in charge of that planet there. Now let's have a look at upgrading all of these here. Let's get the clock running again as well. What are our factions now doing? Still relatively happy, so that's good. Cara Stanley, is that the same? One and the same? Cara Stanley, so she's a leader of a faction, but she's also actually our leader of our domain here. Xenophobia suppression. So xenophobia attraction is reduced by 50%. Monthly influence is -1. Okay. What can we do in terms of budget? Budget is okay. It's not great, but let's have a look at our policies and edicts. Grand Fleet is going to cost me 1.5 each month to maintain. Naval capacity is increased. Ship repair, upgrade, etc., etc., etc. Alright, let's have a look at our various different planets. We can upgrade some power stations on here. So at the moment we got a budget that's basically pretty balanced. Yeah, I know we're losing again, which is fine. Not massively, but still a minor loss in there is incurred. Alright, more migration treaties in play here. Anyway, looking at the clock, I think it's about time for us to call it a day. So that's what we're going to do now. So I'd like to say again, thank you again for joining me. Hopefully you did enjoy it, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. In the meantime, take care of yourself. Bye-bye.